No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I grew up with both parents,
Mm-hmm.
and I have two older brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Both parents were teachers. Right?
Oh.
So, actually, most of my family are teachers or were teachers. So I grew up in a teaching family.
Mm-hmm. No,
Right? So, mother was a teacher, father was a principal,
boy.
and
You know there's about principal picnic, you know.
well, we never so bad still. We never get all the
Not
trouble, you
so
know.
bad. All right. Now you mentioned two older siblings. What was it? What
Mhm.
was your relationship like with your brothers? Because we know how brothers are sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we had a good relationship, and we still do.
Mhm.
Um, it's a close knit family.
Mhm.
I mean, they'd have been a big trouble now if never they treat me good back in the days. So I'm glad for them saying they treat me good. So I
Mhm.
mean, most stuff what I learned growing up, I learned from my brothers. Brothers taught me to drive, everything. So we had a good relationship coming up. And I mean, I'm a big brother, them, so them always take care of me.
Mhm. So you were the youngest.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we know how that go. Little brother thing.
Yeah, man.
No, when you were a child growing up, right? What did you look forward to most? Like, what got you excited?
Cars.
Cars. Mm-hmm.
I have a love for cars. I mean, my nickname is actually Brown Speed, and I got that from racing. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, man. So in my earlier years, before I went into business seriously, I usually participate in a lot of car races.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I got the nickname Brown Speed.
All right. So before we get into you racing cars, let's bring it back a little to high school. What
Mm-hmm.
was it like at your Castle High School for Alwyn as a teenager? I know that you say you were quiet as a child, but when you get to
Mm-hmm.
teenage stage and high school, what was that journey like?
Well, as you said, I went to York for high school. I had a lot of friends. Now,
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm the type of person now, if I am with two or three persons that I don't know, you probably don't know if I have a mouth. But put me with my friend them now, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
different case.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent 5 years at York High School.
Mm-hmm.
I left in 2001. When I left, um, I mean, by the books I didn't do so well because I left there. I had two twos and two threes. That's four subjects.
Mm-hmm.
And in the pursuit of education, that wouldn't help me much. So after York Castle, I then moved on to going to repeat at Untitled Technical High School.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's where I did some technical subjects. I'm always a technical person. So even at York Castle, I did things like electrical installation, technical drawing. That's where my focus
Mm-hmm.
was all the time. Only technical stuff. So after I left York Castle, I went to Untitled Technical and pursued some more subjects and got some better grades.
Mm-hmm. You buckled down this time.
Yeah,
But you know.
and that time I stepped out of 10 times for a minute because I did when I
Mm-hmm.
left York Castle I was 16 years old, so
Mm-hmm.
I was fairly young still.
Mm-hmm.
So actually I did 2 years at Dental Technical after,
Mm-hmm.
and I left out of the area for those 2 years, and I think that kind of gave me a little freedom and made me express myself differently. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of find myself basically when I did that.
Talk to me a little bit more when you say it gave you a little freedom from your parents, freedom from your friends. What you mean?
Definitely in both aspects,
Mhm.
freedom from both parents and freedom from um, my friends.
Mhm.
I'm the type of person where I just don't like people tell me what to do, honestly.
Mhm.
Right? And parents already, especially growing up with parents as
Principal and
teachers,
teacher, yeah. Mhm.
they might expect you to become this doctor, this lawyer, this, you
Mhm.
know, they have their perception of what you should be.
Mhm.
So I mean, me, I became rebellious, honestly, because me don't want to go for this direction, I want to go my
Quiet,
direction.
quiet, quiet. Halloween became
Yeah.
rebellious.
Yeah, because me don't want to go for them direction. Them have
Mhm.
them views and me have my views.
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes I think it's better for
Mhm.
children to express themselves how they want to express themselves. You know, parents have to control it to an extent, but we have to understand that different persons have different personalities, they have different talents, they have different goals.
Mhm.
Right? So that time gonna get me to understand, say, all right, I like technical subjects and more on do my thing, and I don't want nobody tell me what I want to do my thing. So that gives me that much freedom to choose direction, and it actually works.
How did your parents relate to that though? Because here it is, you became rebellious. You kind of,
Mm-hmm.
even though you're a child, you know what you want, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what you feel passionate about. But how did your parents perceive that, especially your dad?
All right.
Parents think boy voice a change. You feel like you're a big man and them thing there.
Yeah. All right. So funny thing about it is that even though my parents were teachers, they weren't really that strict with me.
Mhm.
It's not like I was chained up or them, you know, overwhelming.
Mhm.
So we had a good relationship, right? So it was accepting when we decided to, all right, I don't want to in a year anymore. I want to be space. I want to go on different school. And it was my mother who actually who went on the road actually, and we decided to, all right, choose Linfield because it's something like technical stuff. Right? So that's so it was they were accepting. So them work with me,
Mhm.
and it worked out in both of us favor because when I left Linfield now I could be able to get into UTech, and that's where I did construction technology. So I have a bachelor's in construction technology.
Okay, and that would explain your love for drawing, why you end up choosing that field as opposed to the line of teaching like your mom and dad.
Right. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's just not me. That wasn't meant for me.
Mhm.
Can't manage that. That is just not my line at all. I mean, anything in the technical field, especially construction, that is what I was interested in. That is what had my interest even before cars.
All right. So before we even get to the restaurant and delve a little deeper in your love for construction and cars, I want you to share with us a life-changing experience that you had as a child growing up that has helped to shape the man that you have become, because here it is, as a child you seem pretty solid in terms of knowing what you wanted to be away from your friends at that time because perhaps peer pressure and all of that. So share with us a life-changing moment that you experienced during your childhood that has helped to shape the man that you are today.
Yeah, and actually can pinpoint that. I
Wow.
mean, I think it was 98. I had an aunt who lives in New York, and she brought me up for the summer. Right? That was the first time I was traveling, and when she brought me to the States for the summer, I mean, first time first time I go foreign, it was mind blowing for me. Seeing the buildings, seeing the lifestyle, seeing the change in environment, seeing a whole different thing from growing up in runaway based scheme. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a whole new experience, and it led me wanting for more. So at that time, me basically after year one, I don't want to be regular. I want, I want to do big things. You know, seeing all that, seeing all them lifestyle and all them buildings and all that infrastructure, and say, oh, I want to make an impact.
How
So
old were you? You
that
remember?
um, I was in my early teens,
Okay.
probably about 14.
Mm-hmm.
I would say about 14. Yeah, man. So that is what changed me. And then from that time, I didn't travel back until 2001, was it? So that left me wanting for more and wanting to provide for myself so I can travel and so I can see this life that is outside of chronology scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my life changing experience, honestly.
And when did you develop your love for cars? Was this after you finished college and had a job, or did that happen during your college years?
It happened from the teenage years come straight up to even now still. What
Mm-hmm.
happens is that my older brothers, they were into cars as much. Um, my older brothers usually race though. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where I was a tag along. So anywhere them I go, me I go to. if I know the car back, if I know the van back, anywhere them I go,
You now
me I
make
go
them
to.
left you.
No, them can't left me.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how I got a love for it. Seeing them in the local car scene, and you know, when them a race and if they win a race, so the respect for them get to win the race, and you know how people are affected by their presence. So
Mm-hmm.
I say, all right, I like this.
So your brothers did have a big influence on your life.
Definitely, definitely, still do. I mean, even business wise nowadays, I still consult with my brothers, even though the businesses are mine.
Mm-hmm.
I still consult with them. I ask them what they think. What they think about me doing this or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though I'd say probably me of the business head, I still respect their opinions and how we grew up. Them always point me in the right direction. So I wouldn't expect anything less. So even though I still consult with them.
Mm-hmm. And that is a really good bond. Now, following college, you seem to have been on your chosen career path at that time, getting a job at the St. Anne Parish Council. Were you able to apply your knowledge in construction technology at this job?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So what after I left UTech, I applied to several places. This
Mm-hmm.
was the only place that called me and said, all right, we're going to give you a job. So I went there temporarily at first. I was filling a place for somebody for 6 months. And I think they were impressed with the work that I was doing. So a few months passed after that 6 month time frame, and they called me and said, all right, we have an opening. So come back in, and we start from there. So I went there, and I was qualified. I got a position as the assistant superintendent of roads and works.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm an engineer, and what that entails is project management. So from repairs and construction of roads, drains, buildings, anything that the local authority has power over or authority over.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
continue.
so I mean, that was what I wanted to do, construction, and I got that. The greatest thing for that was, with that for me, was the fact that I would work outside on the road. It wasn't an office job,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay, so it
Me
wasn't
cannot work.
stationary.
No, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, couldn't work in an office because I just fall asleep, honestly. I'm the type of person where I have to go out there and get things done. As I told you, I'm a technical person from day one.
So
So I have to do physical things.
did you love this job? Did you find that it was your passion? Did you say to yourself when you landed this job and you started doing it that this is Alwyn Brown, this is me? Did you get that feeling when you had that job?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in 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 doing the job, I thought my business would have been, because I was still business oriented. I thought my
Mm-hmm.
business would have been something in construction, like a construction firm or
Mm-hmm.
something of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I mean, I loved it. I want to tell you the honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
I only resigned from this job in April of 2019, last year. So
Oh
even though I
wow.
have a business, I run my business, I work same way.
And
Only the last year I resigned.
we're going to get to that because that no is preempting my next question because despite having a 9 to 5, you were still exploring other business ventures,
Mm-hmm.
which led you into entertainment. Because
Mm-hmm.
I want you now to talk about Alwyn Brown, the promoter, because you have
Mm-hmm.
put on quite a number of events and you have provided a platform for lots of local talents in St. Anne and members of the entertainment industry at large. So talk to us about Alwyn Brown, the promoter.
Yeah. So the 95 was a base for me. That's how I look at it. This was my launching pad. This is what I would use to boost my further career, right? So
Mm-hmm.
while working, the first thing I did was business wise was in 20, 2000 2008. I opened a bar. It's a regular sports bar in Runaway Bay, right? That was my first venture into business. Why I
Mm-hmm.
did that is that because that time I was racing, I got a little bit popular. And I said one day I just said to myself, so what am I going to do with this popularity?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so we can't just waste it and just, you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
just make it just be there, just no reason. So people just know me and they know me for fast cars and that's it. So I say, all right, in my head, never try a thing. So the bar was
Mhm.
me trying a thing.
Mhm.
I had that bar for um, about 3 years, 3 to 4 years.
How did that
And
go
then,
though?
I mean, my friends supported it, you know.
Mhm.
Usually they look a Friday night spot. And then one day, I held a birthday party there. And I mean, I was surprised. I said, I'm surprised there's so much people at a regular. It's just a regular bar, nothing special about it.
Mhm.
So I said, all right, this thing I look like it can work. So that's when I started to host parties. I did it in conjunction with other people. I did it by myself. I mean, I said, all right, event thing can work. So that was that was the start of me being a promoter or being into entertainment really.
Mhm.
So it started from that one birthday party where I mistake. I met a lot of good people. I mean, I said, all right, this thing I can work. So during the course of having that bar, I was saying to myself, say, like this can't work me. Me I said to
Mhm.
myself, say, like me have more talent than this. Me I said to myself, me more creative than this, right?
Mhm.
Because I am a creative person, right? Not just being able to draw plans and those things. Um, I can see things like I'm a visionary. So
Mhm.
even the establishment, them they know how they're gonna look from before me even start put pen on paper, right? So me I said to myself, all right, we can do bigger than this bar. This a woman box. So at that time, I had a friend and we start searching together because we said we're gonna do some business together, right? I never had capital at that time,
Mhm.
so I said, all right, I'm gonna look in my budget and I'm gonna do something. So we were there, we search a couple places and say, all right, the intention was to get a bigger bar or a better something more than just a regular bar. Something that was more inclusive, we could do food and those kind of things. The opportunity arose one day with Sharky. He
Mhm.
called me one day and said me hear about this place, and that was available. So when I went there, I mean this place, I just pay bullshit. They closed for like about 8 months or closer to a year. And I did some research and realized that that property,
Mhm.
people who went there trying business, them try like about 4 different people go there and fail and you know. So you must say what you think. But that was my best friend at the time. I said, what you think? And I say, you know what? I go at it, you know. So that's where that started. So it started as a partnership, and unfortunately, my friend he died.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was murdered a little after that.
Mm.
So
May
that
his
left
soul
me on my
rest in
own now.
peace. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So,
So that
so
left me on my own.
did you feel the need to still press on given that traumatic situation?
Yeah, that was. I mean, throughout the trauma, it was traumatic. It was traumatic and
Mhm.
pressuring at the same time because guess what happened now? Here come the naysayers. Him
Mhm.
can't do it because my virgin was 10 years my senior.
Mhm.
All right, I mean, I look boy.
Mhm. What him
So
know
like,
about?
yeah,
Mhm.
no, I can't cook. I mean, no, but
You serious?
no, I can't cook for this day.
Wow.
Not even plain rice.
Mm-mm, that is so bad, Alwyn. I really thought at least you could whip up something fast, but you can't cook, and you have this
No,
big dream in your heart, big dream in your
right,
mind. Yeah.
right. Because from the first time we visited the location, I told him, sir, and he asked me what me think because other people feel. And I said, brother, it's like you know, see what they are. So. The location, the best thing about Sharky's is the location. Sharky's is right on the beach, yet
Mhm.
it is right at the main road same time.
Mhm.
Immediately turning off the highway, you're in the parking lot of Sharky's, and in the parking lot of Sharky's is sand. So when you turn off the road, you're up on
Beach.
the beach.
Mhm.
So how perfect is that? You don't have to drive go down the road or you don't have to make two corner or nothing. You don't have to
Mhm.
go out of the way. Right on the highway and right on the beach side. So then for teams, brother, them just never have the right formula before. So naturally, I get my sketch pad and I start sketch and design and I say, all right, we're going to change up this and change on this. Right? I want to leave the truth. The name of the place was always Sharky's. It was there before. So who I got it from, I intend to enter into an arrangement with them on an agreement and say, all right, I want to keep this name because I like this name. This is the name. Right? So even for the listeners out there, when you choose a business, the name of the business is very important. It is critical. It is really critical to have a good name, a name that can catch, a name that can trend, a name that people can remember. Something that is marketable. Right? If you don't have a marketable name, you're already start the wrong direction. So with redesigning the business now and starting off, it never get buzzing at the same time. Right? You see, the time now when my friend died, that was the biggest problem because the business never buzzing yet, and the pressure upon me now because it was after the assumption that me go fall out or leave the business or whatever. So it was pressuring. Me, I decided myself, so listen now. Me know that I want smart youth already. So I can't make myself look like idiot. That was the first year now, the first time I started the Sharky's Seafood Festival. That's a big event. Now, that was actually strategic. So people would have thought that the show was to make some money or whatever. You know, keep a big show. That was the furthest thing from my mind. The aim of keeping the event was to bring awareness to people. So, you know, there's a nice little beach restaurant right so. They have good food. Matter of fact, they have great food. No, I cannot cook, but I know what it's supposed to look like and I know what it's supposed to taste like.
And that is crucial. How old were you?
20. I think I was about 26 or 27 at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So even my chef them cook right now, I can tell them say this is not looking that wrong or what I do, that not right. Because we know
how it is.
I don't like the idea of cooking personally, so that's why I'm not mess with it. I personally don't like the idea of cooking.
I never saw that coming. That is a big shocker to me. It's a big shocker to me because I've been to Sharky's myself and the quality of the food and the presentation is top notch. But continue with your story. So you're saying that you kept the event not to earn money but to bring awareness.
Posting that event, I was going in with the knowledge of that I was going to lose. Right? The purpose of the event was to bring awareness to people. So guess what? Big show I keep, and I'm getting some artists. I'm showing some artists. I'm going to get some artists. I think IRFM's one DJ Ashile. Ashile helped me with the first show and give me the artist and I said, all right, I'm linking Cameron Link I came personally. Me and Romain Virgo. We developed a friendship. So we link Romain Virgo to one, link some more artists and we said, all right, Sharky's show, big show. So in the back of my head, guess what me going to do now? I trap them people and I trick them. Because when you come in the venue, you only can get food from Sharky's. All the food is prepared by Sharky's. So I show you my location and I say, look, you know, I have this beachside restaurant right as well, and I have good food. So you're going to look at my location, and you're going to eat the food, and you're going to like the food, and you're going to come back. So that was the aim of the event. So to get awareness and, you know, in doing that, we got ads on the radio. I did TV ads. So that is when Sharky's started becoming popular. The end of 2016 to 2017, that is the kickoff for Sharky's. That was when everything changed. Right? So, doing that, you know, we start do more events, keep a few parties, and definitely the Seafood Festival became a staple. And then, a little bit after, you know, Rihanna reached out to me through Appleton, really. So we developed, I got a contract with them, honestly, actually. So they would be my title sponsors. So all of my events, them, are Appleton branded. That's the relationship we have with Appleton. So that's where Signature Nights came into play also. So we have the Seafood Festival, Signature Nights, and a few parties. I wasn't interested in parties much anymore rather the larger events, because this would have a bigger impact on the community,
Mm-hmm.
right? Thousands of people. So apart from the staff, my regular staff are the higher up to 150 people from the days leading up to the event to even cleaning up after the event. So it was a bigger impact on the community. So I'm never interested no more in a regular party. So I said, all right, I stick with the seafood festival and stick with the appetite show then. That's it.
Wow. On that note, Alwyn, we're going to take a break for Cashpot. But for persons who are listening, and Alwyn, it's almost as if your path was divinely orchestrated, because you talk about your journey, and you studied construction technology. From that, you got introduced to entertainment and keeping up parties, and now you have two, not one but two restaurants where you incorporate and include an entertainment aspect. Stick and stay. We're gonna come back with Road to Success. We're talking with Alwyn Brown. Today we journey with Alwyn Brown, of course, on the road to success. He is Sharky's Seafood and Plantation Smokehouse restaurant owner. Listen up. Top draw dollars, pick two, pick three, pick four, hot pick, and cashpot lunchtime draws are coming up next. And don't forget that the hour 12 noon to 1 p.m. is sponsored by Sunshine Snacks Peanuts Power Up, with a crunchier, tastier, best value peanuts in 3 flavors: salted, fruit and nuts, and honey roasted. Power up today. So we're standing by right now for cash pots. But in the meantime, we give you a bit of Alwyn's favorite track from Protege. This one is called A Matter of Time.
Welcome to the official live drawing of the Supreme Ventures Lottery Games. This could be your lucky day. Get your tickets out and let the games begin.
Good afternoon. It is Thursday, October 1, 2020. I'm Taiba and welcome to the Supreme Ventures 1 p.m. live game draw. Now, before we begin, here's a quick look at our mid-morning winning numbers. Remember now that all Supreme Ventures live draws are being supervised by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission and observed by the independent auditing firm PwC. Now, let's put some money in your top draw. This afternoon's jackpot is now $600,000. Here the winning top draw numbers. Good luck. And first up, a top draw this afternoon is lucky number 17. The second top draw number is 3. The third top draw number, what's it gonna be? Number 9. The fourth top draw number this afternoon is 1. And if you plan to collect the jackpot, I gotta tell you, you're gonna need number 8. And now, let's pick your play with our dollars game. I hope you're feeling lucky. The winning numbers are coming your way. And we're starting off our dollars game this afternoon with lucky number 2. The second dollars number is 21. The third dollars number, what's it gonna be? 25. The $4 number this afternoon is 29. And right after 29, what do we have? 28. Now I hope I'm calling your numbers. The next dollars number is 16. And next in line we have 35. Now coming down slowly but surely is 14. And I hope you're getting them right. Next up is 22. Now following 22 this afternoon is 12. And what is next? 32. All right. Let's see if we can wrap things up with the number 15. So now, for some easy winning with our Pick 2 game. The winning numbers are coming right up. And first up for Pick 2 this afternoon is lucky number 4. And the second Pick 2 number is 12. So once again, 4 and 12 are your winning Pick 2 numbers. Up next, you can play it 3 ways. That's, of course, our Pick 3 game. So here we go. First up for Pick 3 is 3. The second Pick 3 number. There it is, another 3, and the third and final Pick 3 number this afternoon is 7. So once again, the winning Pick 3 numbers are 3, 3, and 7. It's time to turn up your winnings. Get ready for Pick 4. And you know the first winning Pick 4 number is coming up, and that's lucky number 3. The second Pick 4 number is 5. The third pick for number, what's it gonna be? There it is, 8. And the fourth and final pick for number this afternoon is 2. So once again, the winning pick for numbers are 3, 5, 8, and 2. Now with easy for win, let's heat things up with hot pick. Here we go. And this afternoon's winning hot pick number is lucky number 5. Congratulations to all our hot pick winners. Again, the winning number is 5. Let's get ready to play our cash pot game for Thursday, October 1, 2020. You live to play it, but can you win it? Get ready to be a big cash pot winner. And let's see what this afternoon's winning cash pot number will be. And this afternoon's winning cash pot number is lucky number 12. Congratulations to all our cash pot winners. Again, the winning number is 12. Did you win it? I sure hope you did. Thank you for playing this afternoon's cash pot game. And now, let's try to mega your cash pot money. Good luck. And here it comes. And it's coming. Oh, a white ball was selected. Again, the winning cash pot number is 12. Lucky mark head. And a white ball was selected. Now let's take a look at this afternoon's winning numbers. And of course, congratulations to everyone who won. And guess what? Money Time Mega Winning Season, it's still a one. So buy your tickets now. And do join us again at 3 p.m. for more games you love to play. It's Aiba. Have a supreme afternoon.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
That was the lunchtime top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Join us again at 3 p.m. for another chance to win in hot pick and cash pot special pot draws.
When me use Island Fresh with aloe vera, it make me skin feel so much smoother. So if you want to feel better and smell fresher, use Island Fresh with aloe vera.
Manufactured by Island Products, 934-0666.
The time is
5 minutes after 1 o'clock. If you're just joining us, today we journey with Alwyn Brown on the road to success. Alwyn, are you there?
Still there.
All right. So before the break for cash pots, you were talking to us about your journey and how Sharkies was started and how you actually your creative idea to create to start an event, get people to learn about the restaurant through that event. You also mentioned about the naysayers and the negative comments. How did you deal with non-believers, people who were just negative? Sometimes this can come from family, friends, people close to you. How did you handle this situation and how did you allow it not to get in the way of your dream?
You have to just block out that kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I personally think that what holds back most people from trying something of their own is fear of failure, fear of what your friends might think if it not look good or if it not work out, if it not shot. I mean, even in my situation, my father was supportive, but he was skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because my father grew up on a hill. My father is from Brownstown, right, and he's also a farmer. But him not willing to step over a certain boundary. Farming him no, and a farming him stick with. And I said to my father, no, different time, because I'm still the time of change. Right? These times require more dynamic people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone, step outside your box. Right now you have other people who can sing and them not try to be artists. Them not a student would never make nobody hear them sing. Them sing in them bathroom. Because I'm fearful.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just go out. You have to step out. Everything is a risk. Because like I tell her, remember I didn't have any background in this business. What I studied at school was construction.
Mm-hmm.
And me decided to me feel like everything on myself so I can make an impact. I mean, want to make an impact, right? So, by any means, I'm going to make this impact. Even in recent times, the public would have been aware that we opened Plantation Smokehouse. And I may have people that tell me, oh, you have to open a restaurant with a 5 minutes from the other restaurant. Nobody knows about it. Some people were saying it's in the middle of nowhere because it's out by Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
So they must say, oh, your business is going to survive, but not in the town. But I am a planner, so I plan ahead, right? I mean, because what people are saying distract me from my goal.
But
ultimately,
go ahead. Sorry.
Ultimately, I have a plan to make it work, and I won't be distracted by it. I have to try. There's only one way to find out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try to find out if you're going to win or lose. And trial and errors are part of growing up. It's part of society. It happens to the best person. It happens to the worst. Everybody has to try. You have to try something. If it works, it works. If it don't work, at all. You have to calculate the risk.
Mm-hmm. And I'm happy that you actually went there because you actually launched Plantation Smokehouse Restaurant in February of 2020. First, describe your immediate response to COVID-19, like after such an investment, and share with us how you managed to rise above the challenges. You told us how you dealt with the naysayers, but as any business person, I'm sure you didn't anticipate COVID, of course.
No, this was heartbreaking for me.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a whole year. All right, so our Plantation Smokers came about. Sharkies get popular. And I said, all right, I feel like me know what people want. People love entertainment and them love food. And I'm going to give them a next location with even more entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I spent a year planning it basically. Planning the menu, planning how I'm going to design it and everything. Then we spent the next year to build the restaurant. Opened the restaurant February 14th. And COVID hit like 2 to 3 weeks after lockdown immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I was heartbroken. I literally, the only thing about this tears coming on my face, but I cried.
Mm-hmm.
I cried in my heart. I mean, I couldn't show it to the staff and show it to my friend, man. But it was heart-wrenching for me. At that point, I never know what they got. I just spent every dollar on my house. I have no money.
Mm-hmm.
Even the loan them now, I wonder how I go pay my loan them. I have no money to take care of myself, everything. And it was crazy. And I mean, and for the listeners, I tell you, it was a real devastating impact. And I have to just look into myself and say I have to hold this thing because if I give up, I'm going to lose much more than what that was at risk at the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I started thinking, so what was my strategy now? With all the restaurants that were closed and all the impending things, I decided to not close. I didn't close through the pandemic. I didn't close not even one day. Not even when the curfew said 3 o'clock, we never closed. We closed from 10 to 2. That was a strategy because, for one, I wanted to keep my staff working.
Mm-hmm.
Through the pandemic, we had like 70 to 80% of the staff still. Even when anybody make no money. Even when we want to get 2 customers for the day. It was still a strategy. Because I am saying, most, if not all restaurants closed. What people going to do? So I say, all right, I'm going to stay open. And in return, I expect loyalty from my people then. Right? And the strategy paid off.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I want to say, this may have this opportunity, I want to say big thanks to Jamaicans in general. I mean, they're really supportive of the product. And I know, even now when more people know there's a local person, there's a local youth, there's a black youth, I mean, I get even more support. I mean, Jamaicans in general are supportive. And St. Anne, I'm still the right through. Throughout the pandemic, when other places have told me, say, boy, I'm lacking on me about the bridges of business and restaurants. And so I say, I'm lacking on me now because nothing now going on or whatever. And I say, boy, but I'm going to fight it, I have too much on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I have too much on the line to give up on my staff. My staff have a good relationship. Between both restaurants, I have over 100 employees.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to tell over 100 people, say, and them have family, them have them extended family, them have kids. So if me close, what am I gonna do them? The hotels them already closed. Most business closed or reduce them hours. We can't lay off all of my staff. So we stayed open. I'm gonna go and fight it. I did some marketing, you know. When everybody else save money, I say, all right, I do marketing, you know. So I start hit up all of the social media, the larger social media site. Then I say, all right, you know, when I run some ad for me, just go up on my page, take some picture and repost them. And so you want X amount of money, no one my thing then post 3 or 4 times a week on your page. That was a strategy, and the strategy works because at that time most people are from work. So they have nothing but them phone to look on. Yeah, so I give them what to look on. I remind them, say, all right, shark is about, plantation smoke is about, forward and eat some food and, you know, chill a little bit. The time kind of rough, but I could go through this thing together.
And
that was my strategy.
And I also want you to use the platform, Alwyn, because I've been to Sharky's a few times during the pandemic, and you stay in line with the COVID-19 protocols. People have to wear their mask, they sanitize. The restaurant is pretty much spread out, and persons are not, close. It's not crowded.
No, both locations have a lot of space, and I mean, signage is there. Even before COVID, my regulars will tell you we have a wash stand at the front of each restaurant. So the first thing you do when you enter the restaurant is wash your hands. So that was in place from before. So all we did was to add some more sanitizers. I mean, we had a meeting with the staff and said, all right, we're facing a pandemic. So things are going to have to change. You're going to have to wear a mask, and we're going to ask the guests them to wear a mask when they enter. We're going to ask them to sanitize themselves, wash their hands, and you all have to do the same. Right throughout the day, nobody worry about the water bill. Just wash your hands. Because we never wanted that outbreak or anything like that.
You kind of alluded to it a short while ago, Alwyn. Not only local, but celebrities from around the world dine at your restaurants. You know, you had the Khalid family and most recently Kanye West, just to name a few. Now, based on your profile, a young black businessman from country, can you ever recall being met with surprise when you present yourself as the successful North Coast owner of the restaurants?
Every day. I mean,
wow.
a lot of people probably know my name, but they don't know the face. And outside of Fenton, if I tell somebody to know one Sharkies and plantation smokers, they wouldn't believe. I'm a small person. Yeah, small in frame. And I'm 35 years old. I recently turned 35. Right? So most persons had an incident recently. I just came back from overseas and the cable man come to repair my cable. And there was a Sharkies item in the house, and I think my work at Sharkies, so I laugh. Because I know what the reaction is going to be, so I laugh. So I say, yeah man, sometimes. So after I finish the job, I say, when I actually work at Sharkies, my own Sharkies. So I say, you own Sharkies? And I laugh. So I say, yeah man, own Sharkies for real. So I say, you serious? So I say, you own plantation smoke also? So I say, yeah man. I mean, that is the general reaction. Even at the restaurant, sometimes if I go to someone for the manager or the owner, his manager is not available, and I'm available. I'll head over and they will look me from head to toe, like what is the boy? Where I'm going? I ask the owner or the manager, who is the young man here? What I'm doing here, sir?
How do you deal with it though? You just laugh it off, or sometimes you find it offensive. How you deal with it?
I used to find it offensive when I was younger.
Area when you were younger.
Yeah, so I did much younger.
Yeah,
because I'm always small, honestly. But I don't find it offensive anymore. But laugh. I mean, I take it with pride.
You
I really take it with pride.
You also said it earlier that you have a very successful team, and I think the success of any business has to do with its team. Talk to us now about how you build your team and how you select your employees.
I want to start. Let me congratulate my staff from before we even go into it deeper. I mean, at the both locations, we have very loyal people. I mean, we have a great relationship. Remember, I'm not older than them, and them are the same age as them older than me. A few of them younger than me, but I mean, the type of relationship we have is cordial, right? Me not the type of slave driving person. You know, they make them understand, say, listen, Mr. Brown want things the other way, I'm not going to have it no other way. And that's it. But the most of my staff are long-term people. But yeah, people are journeying with me from just that shop, are journeying with me from that time until now. And I mean, that's why I mentioned loyal. They are very hard workers. I mean, Shark, especially Shark is probably the number one restaurant in Jamaica. I dare to say it probably is the number one restaurant in Jamaica. Both on sales based and staff based and revenue, why I said that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the motivation to develop the other establishment. Now I have one manager. And that one manager manages both locations along with myself. Right? So I have a manager, I have a financial controller, I have the staff. And you know, family jump around a little bit. But I want to say, not only congrats to my staff and thanks to them, but to the team also. Because even recently I was away for an extended period and nobody wouldn't even know. You know, that's the kind of relationship. And that's why, personally, I think there should be more local-based businesses, you know, more local people involved because, yeah, they people, you know, people understand you, people understand your mode of operation. You get me, sir? If we fall from money and we know this person from day one, I know, sir, he have the capacity and the understanding to lead how we want him to lead. I mean, that's how I got my manager because we are from the same area, basically. And him understand me from a long time and I say, all right, this youth is a serious youth, you know. He don't really talk much unless him there on him friend him. He don't really talk much and he's a serious man. He's a businessman. I am a businessman. Strictly about business.
And
so,
go ahead.
So with that framework and that attitude, it brings out the best in the team. So everybody understand what I want. So ultimately, it works out for the whole, for everybody.
You know, I've met you, Alwyn, and I've observed you in your elements and at your restaurants and in your space. And at your age, many persons are still trying to figure out life. You, on the other hand, you know, you have already launched 2 flourishing businesses and, you know, you seem to be well on your way to building global brands. And you also have like all the ingredients to be hype. But what exactly keeps you grounded and focused despite your success?
Well, my personality basically. I'm not really shy, but
you're an introvert.
I'm more reserved as a person. You get me, sir? And I mean, I still live in my community. And I talk about people when I grew up with. I mean, some of them work with me actually. People I usually play football with. So it would be unbecoming of me to now start hype on the same people and more help make me. Renewal be make me. Sentence be make me. Ocherius make me. So I can't go turn around now and start be this big man and this big Dan now. Because I have some paper now or I start have some assets now and I start do some things. Because I still need the support. If me kill that support now, I'm going to trouble. Because this is not the end of it for me. Shackies and plantation smokers is not the end of it for me. I look onto more things. I can't stop. It's in me to just do great things, so I can't stop. So, we need the people. The people are what keep my business is going. So I have to stay on the ground and stay local and stay regular with them. That is my mode of operation. I don't know if another way works for somebody else, but that's how it works for me. I'm getting the results. So
other than providing employment, like you mentioned, you know, for people in your community or from the same area, and you know, you're giving back by providing jobs. But are there any other ways your establishments give back to the community at large?
Yeah, directly, and basically every day. I want to go into detail more, but going with things like, I don't know if a lot of people know that at the end of each month, every last Friday, we cater for all the registered homeless persons in Sentence Bay and Ocherius. right? So we are talking about the good food them. So we complimentarily give that to them every last Friday. How this idea came about is that because I usually work with the St. Anne Parish Council, the St. Anne Parish Council caters for them, they cook for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was knowledgeable of that. I mean, I said, all right, you know, all the things start going, St. Anne people might help me out. They want to make the thing global and the brand them big. So I said, all right, let me help out my community. Apart from that, we do Christmas, Christmas time we provide for the infirmary also. I mean, we live around here. So every school, the church them, the football team them, the netball team them, then call me, then come to my yard, then go to the restaurant. Taxi man them, when you want tire, they come for the tire. You want cook, and then gas done, they come for the gas. So that's why I say it's basically every day. And I mean, I have to support my community because this is what made me. I'm still live here, still live right in the Rhode Island.
And I think that is beautiful that you are still in the community, you're still in the surrounding, and you're giving back to your parish. Because truth be told, you know, people sometimes migrate, start businesses elsewhere. You could have gone into a different parish, but you chose to give back to St. Anne.
Yeah, I'm not leave. I could have lived. I can't afford. I could have in these times. I can't afford to live anywhere more. I live now. I'm not leave.
You know what I want to ask? Go ahead.
I mean, being that you mentioned overseas, the next plan I have, the next move is I want the Sharkies overseas. It's actually registered there already. I mean, the pandemic is here now. I mean, I've got to take some time to blow up. I could have do a regular local restaurant. In the US, you can get like any local mall restaurant, any local plaza restaurant. But I don't want that. Couldn't leave from Sharkies and having a beachside restaurant with breeze are blowing in your face and that kind of environment, and then go cook up in America. So I have to chill, do it until things get back on track. And that is my next step. That is my next investment. After that, anything after this is Jamaica. Anything after this is Jamaica again. But that is a goal to me because I tell myself I can do it. I'm just going to do it just to prove so I can do it.
That is just simply beautiful, Alwyn. You are a go-getter, and you're a man on a mission, and I absolutely love that. But you know, sometimes when you're grinding hard and you're just going at it, and you have these big visions and you have these dreams, and you're putting in the work so they can come to light. How has being an entrepreneur affected your family life and perhaps maybe your friendships?
It rough, believe me. But you have to just be that kind of person. You have to have this thing I can break with people because it bears out a responsibility too. You know? I mean, when I tell people to call my phone and ask for hours for anything, for just about anything. Then pop up on me anywhere for just about anything. I mean, you have to just decide, say, all right, this is my life, man. So I have to live it, man. And it's strenuous. It's strenuous between, you know, the location, man. I mean, the hospitality industry. That hospitality industry is rough. Believe me. Remember, I did people. I did people who have different tastes, different likes. You have people who look at something different. No two persons are the same. So it takes a whole lot of me for trying to kind of curb things to the greater majority. So we can satisfy at least 90% of the people. It takes sleepless nights, honestly. Whole heap of work. In my bedroom, I have a table in there, and my office chair, and my computer. And when I can't go no more, just roll over and go on the bed.
Wow.
It's basically non-stop working.
And
I mean...
go ahead.
Before you go ahead, for the persons listening, you have to sacrifice some things. Believe me. I'm telling you, I work up to 2019, 9 to 5. So from early morning to the restaurant, then to work, then back to the restaurant. And if you want good results, you have to work for it. And that's just it. You have to sacrifice something. So
And in order sometimes for that to work, like you really have to have a supportive unit, a supportive family who
Yeah.
understands your journey. Do you have
Right.
your immediate family, are they supportive and understanding of your journey, because something has to give?
Very, very supportive. Them understand. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, them understand my mindset, them understand my personality. Everybody know what I'm about. I mean, it's I want to get a joke. It's not even about the money at all times for me. It's the
Mm-hmm.
gratification. I mean, recently, Kanye West, even though that was a bit controversial, Kanye West was at a restaurant, Plantation Smokehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I have a billionaire in my restaurant. So I have a restaurant where I can, but that is clean enough, that I provide good food and good service, that a billionaire can come in there and say, all right, I'm comfortable and I eat and I can use the restroom them, you know? So that sends a good picture, and that is
Mm-hmm.
gratifying to me,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Even my staff them, just to see my staff them pay sometime, you know, that they have to see you. But they are foreign from when and me a long time in the same, I'm glad to see you. To know that we have that kind of relationship, them things are gratifying for me, and that is what I'm about. That's my personality. So everybody who around me immediately, my family, them know say that I just Alwyn. You know?
Now, for
So
persons who are listening now, Alwyn, right? We
mm-hmm,
all procrastinate at some point. What
mm-hmm.
advice would you give to the person listening right now who is standing in the way of their personal success?
I mean, you have to give it a shot. You know, there's a saying, you can't win the lottery if you don't buy the ticket. You have to give it a shot. You have to build up your confidence. Not everything is going to be smooth sailing. Not everything is going to be exactly how you want it. You know, even for myself, things are not how I want it at all times. So you have to keep grinding. You have to try. You have to give it a push. You have too much talented people when I use them talents. I mean, know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Them suppress this talent under the fear of what people are going to say, or the fear of failing. But you won't know if you don't try.
Facts.
Right? So, I encourage everybody. I mean, not everybody have businesses and, you know, and whatever. You know, things different for some people. But I mean, you have talented people. You have engineers out there when I do engineering. You have mechanics out there when I do mechanic work. You have singers when I sing. You have singers whether the parish council or whether the tax officer work every day and they know them can sing and them heart, but them scared.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go
Alwyn,
at it.
WhatsApp, IRFM's WhatsApp wants me to ask you, how do you create a balance? Because balance is important in everything that we do. How do you create a
Mm-hmm.
balance?
Um, Firstly, you have to have a structure. We spoke about my team. My team is up a whole heap of load up on me, believe me. So you have to have a structure. When you set up that structure, you give you a little time now to can do other things and to catch up back with them little things where, you know, your family not see 2-3 days all you do is sleep for 2 hours and you're gone again. You give you a little time now to say, all right, management, like this thing has to do me this for this week. I forgot to take a vacation with my family. This, you know, we need some downtime now. So you have to think about your structure and say, all right, set up this thing a certain way. So we can be missing. If something happens, we can be missing for a minute. The staff have to understand too, because I'm not at my business place 24/7. Not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in order to create that balance, you have to start with the structure of your business. You have to plan it. You stay up a little bit later. It might cost you some time at first. You stay up a bit later. And you say, all right, these 3 persons are going to do this task. This 1 person are going to do this. And these other 4 persons are going to do this task. So it eases off the pressure off of you. Everybody are calling you and say, oh, Alwyn. Because we used to go through that. Believe me. And like, it would have driven me crazy.
Wow.
So to create that balance, you have to structure everything. Whatever mode of business in, if a bag to yourself, if you have 2 taxis on the road, you have to structure it.
If you had one piece of advice to someone just starting out, what would it be?
Go for it. And as early as possible too. You know, if God forbid you don't go where you want it, we still have some years to catch on. You know? You have to make use of your youth while you have it. I'm glad we start early and we should start even a little bit earlier. You know? The gratification what it gives me to know something can benefit my community. It's surreal. And me don't like other people to have this feeling, you know. So me don't like other people to start going on, you know, going on that journey. If you look even in the society nowadays, if you look at the government, more young people, look at the Prime Minister and age. It's a dynamic shift from what things usually be to now. Now you have people, there's e-commerce, you have how much people have them online store.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, there are lots of things. You have people who get paid on social media just to post other people's things. Them amass followers, and they become an influencer. People send them clothes, and after they get free clothes, they get paid to take pictures of the clothes. Things crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
the time is now.
The time
I
is
tell all
now.
of my friends them. Nowadays, I mean, COVID kind of damn things a little bit, but nowadays, this current century, are the easiest time to become a millionaire. Alwyn said that. Because if you can see people that get paid to take a picture with other people clothes and them send them free, and then they get, you know, just to post it on them page. Nobody would think about that 10 years ago after that would be possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, your parents would say, oh, listen, you have to go turn doctor, you know, you have to turn bank teller, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a dynamic shift. So whatever you have in your head, you have to go for it, and sometimes you have to do outside of the box. Sometimes you have to just block out some people who say, oh, that's a foolishness.
Wow.
You can't know if you're not try. That is
Alwyn,
my advice.
Alwyn Brown, thank you so much for talking with us. This was absolutely spectacular. The possibilities are endless. You know, listening to your conversation, listening to your journey, listening to your struggles, listening to how you are just a go-getter and, you know, unstoppable. The possibilities are endless, man. Big up yourself.
Thanks very much. And big up everybody on the radio.
Thank you so much, Alwyn. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for taking us on this journey.
All right. Enjoy your day, guys.
All right. Thank you so much. Alwyn Brown, a 35-year-old successful black businessman. He's the owner of Sharky's Seafood and Plantation Smokehouse restaurants in St. Anne. And